Hello and welcome back to TechCodeBlocks. In the previous video we built the list section class. In this video we will be building the TodoDetails class, which will be used when the user taps on a tile in the list. It will then display the title, priority and description for the TodoItem that has been selected. We will also be testing the app in this video to the stage we are currently at, which we'll be doing at the end of this video. So let's get started. Inside our Pages folder, we need to create a new file called TodoDetails.dart. Within this file, we need to import the material.dart package once again. Next, we need to create the TodoDetails class, extending the stateless widget class. In our TodoDetails class, we also need three properties, all of which will be strings: title, description, and priority. And then once more, we can use a one-line constructor to instantiate these variables. We also need to make the function to get the priority color indicator. This is identical to the function that we made in the previous video, so if you want, you can copy and paste it from the list section class, or we can just write the code again. The final function we need to complete for this class is the build function that all widgets in Flutter need to have. This function will return a scaffold with an app bar property of the app bar widget with the title set to the title property of the class, and the background set to the priority for the item. This will display at the top of the window the title of the TodoItem with the background colour of the priority that the item has been set with. The body of the scaffold will be a column widget with one child, a container, containing the description in a text widget with a font size of 24. The container will also have a padding of 32 on all edge insets. Finally, we need to import our TodoDetails class into the main file now that we've finished it. That's it for the TodoDetails class. Now we can test the app so far. Firstly, in the build function of the listPage.dart file, we need to create two new TodoItems. You can give them any title, description and priority you want. The two I have chosen are TodoItem called test1 and TodoItem called test2, with descriptions and priorities of red and amber, which are the two more important priorities. Finally, we need to add these items to a list, as so. This will be a list of TodoItems called TodoItems list, and we'll just have item 1 and item 2. Next, we need to create a boolean variable called testing, which we will set to true in this case, in the body of the scaffold that we're returning. And then where we have our if statement, checking whether the snapshot has data, we replace this to see whether we are not testing. If we are not testing, then this code will run and it will display no TodoItems. However, if we are testing, it will now run this else statement, where previously it would return the list of TodoItems extracted from the database. Obviously, that database has no TodoItems in it, so instead of building a list from a snapshot, we are passing the list section the test items list, which contains the 2 items we've just hard-coded into this file. That's it for the list page. Next, we need to add the route to parse data to and open our TodoDetails class. This is not just part of testing, but is essential to the function. We add the route to the onGenerateRoute property of the material app that is returned by the main method. This code will take the data that has been passed into the route by the list section class and use it to create a TodoDetails page with the correct information by splitting the string of the route and extracting the necessary data. So if we look in the list section class, when we push a named value, we are passing it /todo/ the title / the description / the priority. When we split this string, which will be on the screen for example now, before the first slash, if it's the pattern we want, it will be a empty character like that. So if it is not that, then we can cancel that operation immediately. Next, we want to check if the next bit of the split string is to do. That will demarcate that it is in fact coming from that class. And then elements 2, 3 and 4 will be the title, description and priority of the TodoItem that has been passed into the TodoDetails section from the list section class, as these are the variables that are built into the named route when this onTap function is called. Finally, we can run our app, and provided there are no errors, we should see a functional app like this. So this is the app running on an iOS emulator on my device. As you can see, we have the 2 test items we created, along with their priorities in the circles here. As of yet, we can't add a TodoItem as we have not yet coded that functionality. However, what we can do is we can click on one of these items and it will take us to our TodoDetails page, which we created in this video, where we can see the title of the TodoItem, the priority in the app bar, and the description, which obviously in an actual item would be far longer. And we can see that this also works for the second item. That's it for the app at the moment. We can't test deleting items as we're using a statically created list currently. However, in the final app you will be able to double click on an item to delete it. If your app does not work like this, you most likely have an error somewhere. It will probably display an error in the output from the program. And if you do have an error, feel free to leave a comment down below saying what it is, and I will try to help you fix that error. That's it for this video, however. In the next video, we will be building the section of the app that will allow users to input the details to add a new TodoItem to the list, so we can test it without having the hard-coded values. And it will work in response to clicking on this big button here. As usual, you can find a link to a GitHub repository containing all the code for this entire project in the description, so you can also use that to help you fix your code, as you can compare my code to your code. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.